Hey guys, I don't usually make videos at night because the lighting in my house is terrible because we've been trying to find incandescent bulbs because I will not use LED bulbs in my house and I don't want to spend the money on the health lighting full spectrum bulbs. They're not the LED bulbs that are marketed as full spectrum. These are like the full spectrum bulbs, but they are really, really expensive. So my house is quite dim at night. So I apologize, but I did want to come on and I just wanted to mention something. I know I've talked about this in a lot of my skincare videos, how I suffered from pretty nasty frostbite on my face about 7 years ago, and it really damaged my nose and my cheeks, and my nose especially was really, really bad. And combined with the fact that I had the oxalate damage so bad, I had the oxalates coming out my nose, and I used to get these terrible sores in my nose. And I've talked in another video about how at one point I had a lot of symptoms of lupus, not anymore though. And so I know it's all connected somehow. But what I'm saying is that I was having a lot of problems with my nose prior to getting the frostbite. And then when I got the frostbite, it was horrible. Like I thought I might need surgery on my nose. It was really, really bad, but I was able to manage it and start to heal it. But I did think that I had permanent damage to my nose, the skin, the nerves, the cells, and my skin in my nose. Actually, it was my whole nose, not just my skin, but it was my whole nose. Like it would swell up, it would get really, really red, it would get really hot, it would burn, it would itch, it would sting, it would tingle, it would prickle. I would have all of this weird feeling, and that went on for a while. And then it kind of got like a little bit better, but I was still dealing with my nose swelling a lot, especially in the later part of the day. So I didn't like to go anywhere, that I was going to be gone all day and not get home until like, when it would start to get dark, because right around like 4, 5, 6 o'clock, depending on the season, my nose would literally start to turn red and swell. It's one of the reasons I love mineral powder so much. I would cover it up with mineral powder and it would help it a little bit from like swelling too much, but it still would start to get red and swell. And what I wanted to say is that I started going line dancing with my son a couple of months ago. And prior to me starting going line dancing with my son, I started using the zinc bombs on my nose and my face faithfully. I've used them for a while, but I started using them faithfully morning and night, not just like at night a couple times a week as kind of like a treatment. I started using it every day. And this is the maximum strength one of the Boudreaux's butt paste. The label fell off. It has a red label and it has the baby on it, the picture of the baby on it. This is the sensitive skin formula. This one contains balsam of Peru, which can be sensitizing and people can be allergic to it. So I do recommend a patch test always for new products that contain any actives in them or any new oils or new anything that you're putting on your skin. And then this is a sensitive skin one, but I love this one because it has 40% zinc. This only has 16% zinc, but I still use this one. And you guys know from my videos that I love the Badger baby sunscreen, the Roman chamomile and calendula. This is like one of my favorite products. The thing is, it's more expensive than these. I can get this whole tub for the same price, actually a little bit less than this, and it's significantly more. This is, I think, like 14 ounces. This is 4 ounces. So I like to use what's cheaper, but I do really love this. And the formulas are different too, but they're very clean, very simple ingredients, and I love them. And they work so well. And where I'm going with this story is that I started using the zinc balm on my face much more often, and especially on my nose and my cheeks. So a lot of the nights I would do my whole face, and then sometimes I would just do this area, but I was always doing my nose and my cheek area and a little bit on my chin. And the first night that my son and his friend asked me to go line dancing, I was like, I'll go one of these nights. I'm not dressed. I'm not going to go. It's late. I don't like being out late. And again, I didn't like being out late because my nose would start to swell and turn red. And I looked like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So I put it off a couple of times. And then finally my son was like, come on, Mom, you promised, you promised. So I was like, okay, I'll go. And if I start to feel my nose getting hot, because I can feel it start getting hot, because I'm going to be out doing line dancing. So I'm going to be moving and encouraging blood flow. And I was thinking, oh gosh, I don't know how this is going to go, but I'll go until it starts to turn red and hot, and then I'm going to leave. So I ended up going, and I stayed until about 9:15ish. I think we got there for 7. I stayed a couple of hours, and I ended up getting home at about 9:30-ish, around there, because we only live about 15 minutes away from it. And I come home, and I'm, getting ready for bed, and I looked in the mirror, and my nose wasn't bad at all. And I was just like, huh? Like, this is extremely unusual. And I thought, oh my gosh, like, what's different? Like, how all of a sudden is my nose better? It's 9:30 at night. Like, what? And then I thought, oh my gosh, I've been using the zinc bombs a lot more faithfully. And since then, I've been out quite a few times, and my nose does not get all red and start swelling. Now, I'm not saying that it won't ever, but it's been a couple of months now, and honestly, it has been so much better. I can't even believe it. Like, I am absolutely in shock, because I thought I was just going to have to live with that for the rest of my life. I just thought that it was like permanently damaged. But the zinc has been working magic, like absolute magic. So I just wanted to share that, guys, because I'm a huge fan of zinc bombs. You guys know that. I think it is hands down one of the best skincare things we can be doing for our skin, especially those of us that are aging. I suggest it to a lot of people that have rosacea and dermatitis and eczema, psoriasis. And of course, I always suggest a holistic approach. So, I mean, this is just one layer, of treating the skin. You have to treat it from within as well, because that's where the cells are being made, right? That's where the healing, of the actual damaged cells, from within. But we can support the skin externally as well, too. So anyway, I'm putting this one on tonight because I love the maximum strength, but I try not to use that one all the time because the Peru Balsam can be sensitizing, so I don't want to end up getting a sensitized reaction. So I cycle that one. I cycle it. So I'm using this one tonight. And I'm not going to put all of my face tonight. I'm just going to do this area, because it's a little bit greasy. Although I can rub it in. I can get it to not look white if I massage it really good into my skin, but I'm just going to play around with it a little bit. But yeah, but I am going to keep it a little bit thick for now, because again, I'd rather put the 40% on. So I'm going to put a lot of this on just to kind of make up for the fact that this one doesn't have 40% zinc in it. So yeah, I can blend it in pretty good. Actually, during the day, I blend it in really good so that there's no white cast. You can't tell that I have the zinc on my face. This one blends in really easy. Like, it doesn't leave a white cast on my skin at all. This one I just have to work in a little bit more. And the maximum strength one doesn't really work in very good. It's definitely a very concentrated formula. So anyway, I am absolutely thrilled about my nose. My nose got damaged though. It definitely has like this bow here on the side. It doesn't bother me enough to ever consider surgery. I wouldn't consider surgery unless like I was in a car accident or something, or like, it'd have to be really, really bad for me to consider surgery, because nose surgery can be very serious and it can leave you with a lot of horrible side effects. And I've heard of people getting nose jobs and ended up committing suicide because it fucks you up. It can fuck you up. Like, there's so much to do with your nose and your brain and all sorts of stuff. And I've heard horror stories of people getting nose jobs, and it's not because it was a bad surgeon. It's you are literally going in and playing around with the nose that is connected directly to your brain, and it's a big deal. It's really, really big deal. I've read that it can change people's personality. It can affect them in very, very serious and profound ways. Not to mention it's surgery. It's risky. You got to go under anesthesia, and that's terrible for you. It's actually so bad for you. It's so bad for your brain. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have surgery unless like my life depended on it, or like I'd be maimed for life, which I would not want either. So, I mean, clearly I would consider it under extreme circumstances, but I don't hate my nose enough to consider having surgery. And I'm 57 years old. I'm not really too concerned about it. I wouldn't be concerned about it even if I was 20, but I'm just saying. So there we go. I put a whole lot on. So anyway, I just wanted to share because you guys know how much I love a zinc balm. And I think that everybody should have zinc if your skin tolerates it. Of course, if your skin tolerates it, right? Choose a formula you like. This is in sunflower oil. This is much more occlusive, okay? Much more. This one's great. I have another Badger sunscreen over there that's in coconut oil. And again, some people do well with coconut oil on their skin. Some people don't. So you just have to find the formula that works for you. But this one is in sunflower oil. It does have a little beeswax in it though. But again, you don't know until you try. And you could always make your own with the ingredients that you wanted to put in there. But it is a powder. You don't want to inhale it. You have to do it outside. You have to wear a mask. Blending zinc oxide into your base is a lot of work. I used to make them. I used to make zinc bombs for sunscreen and stuff when my kids were little. And it's a pain, but it's doable. You can do it. You can do it. You wreck your blender though if you use a blender. Washing it out is a nightmare. I'm not kidding you. It's a nightmare trying to clean out the blades and so I buy it. It's the one skincare thing that I don't make. Although I don't make my rose water either. But I buy the rose water. I buy the aloe, distilled aloe. I buy the neroli water and I mix them together. So I kind of make it. But hey, I'm not pressing my oils either. I'm buying the oils and then I'm putting it together and making it. So I guess that counts, right? But I don't make my own zinc bombs. Again, I did in the past, but I don't anymore. And I can't see making it when I can buy it. A huge tub like this for under 20 bucks. So, yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that, all right? I just love the stuff. Now, if you have something like rosacea, that's a deeper issue. So you would have to put more effort in to bring it to heal, okay? And for those of you that tell you it's not possible, it is, because I've actually worked with several people over the years that have had full-blown rosacea diagnosed by dermatologists. They don't have it anymore, okay? They don't have it anymore. And, they didn't use antifungals to kill mites and all of that. They didn't do the dermatology thing because they tried the dermatology thing. Didn't work for them. Caused other problems and other issues with their skin. And through a holistic approach and using natural remedies, they do not have rosacea anymore. But again, there's a lot of internal stuff going on there as well, because oftentimes our skin is a reflection of what's going on within. So again, another video for another time. I've actually done a whole bunch of these videos in the past, but I did delete my videos when I thought I was going to leave YouTube. I was tired of getting strikes because I just have to tiptoe. I'm like walking on eggshells here because I never know what YouTube deems inappropriate because they don't tell you. and I've read the policy multiple times. I'm just sharing my own experiences, which is supposed to be allowed, but it's not, because I share my own experiences and what I've seen by helping other people, and apparently that crosses the line for YouTube sometimes. So I have a little trouble with that. So anyway, I'm trying to stay in between the lines just so that I keep my channel. I know I'm not able to share all of what I want to share, but I'm able to share a little bit of what I want to share. And, you know, I also talk about like current events and deeper things, much deeper things that actually matter in the world. You know, skincare is not really, you know, a major important topic compared to everything else going on in the world, but it is something that I'm passionate about, and it is something practical that is useful and helpful. So I do love to share it, but my channel isn't just about that. My channel is about a lot of other things too. But again, censorship is real. Okay. So anyway, I'm trying. I'm going to stick around. Okay. I'll be signing out for now.